Yeah, because Honey's getting surgery right now, so Honey wanted me to record it for, she's in surgery or something. I'm gonna try. Oh, I think it's good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Hopefully, I'll move it around every once in a while. It's gonna be so jacked up at the end. Oh, really?
Yeah. It wasn't that long. He just had to do something after 3 at his office hours.
Yeah. That's funny. I never got number 5. I looked at the solution. Apparently it was one of the problems in the back of the chapter. Yeah. And I don't know, I did it up until I did something really weird. And then for number 5 I did something really bizarre, like nobody would have ever guessed it.
I worked with a girl. She ended up using the Delta H.
Yeah. For number 5? You got it?
Yeah, that's how we got it.
Cool.
I think it's a point.
Cool.
Alright, let's get started. Okay, so homework number 4 should be the most challenging homework so far. Okay, and the reason it's challenging is because in question number 4 and 5, the derivation is not very straightforward. Okay, and that difficulty can be solved by the equation you're going to learn today. Okay, and I will just use one example in the end of the lecture to show how you can apply those things. Alright? So in the previous lectures, we used this example, okay, to give you the concept of how you can calculate the Q and S and understand the maximum network for different processes, okay? And we can't finish pretty quickly, and I did not actually have time to really tell you what other things you should really look at. Okay, so the question is actually under a constant temperature, constant pressure, okay, you have these reactions, okay? This reaction can happen in many different ways. The easiest way is basically first you just mix these two directly, okay? It's going to generate this mercury chloride solid, okay? And in the questions, I give you the delta H and delta S for this reaction, okay? And then we can calculate delta G right away, okay? So if you just mix these two substances inside a beaker, okay? So this is, you have mercury inside, and you just follow through your chlorine into the solution. you are going to generate this guy, okay? And once you generate that guy, you're going to have an enthalpy of minus 63.3 kilocalories per mole. Okay, that means once you do these reactions, okay, you'll find out actually the heat released from this reaction is this much because it's under constant pressure. Okay? So let's see your delta H. So we can calculate Q very quickly because you know that Q under constant pressure is going to equal to your enthalpy is equals to that amount provided inside the equation. Okay? So the other way you can do this reaction is actually, you can actually first use the mercury and platinum to prepare electrochemical cells. So, and this is just a solution, regular solution, water solution. Okay, so once you do this, you are going to produce mercury 2 plus first. And then you bubble in your chlorine. Then you can eventually still produce the same product. Okay? Then for this case, when you calculate your Q, okay, you are not going to use delta H. Okay, instead, you get a Q from where? We get a Q from where? It's very important. How do we do it last time? Look at your notes. You need to know the answer now. Because you encounter exactly the same question in your midterm. How do we calculate Q? If it is not a direct reaction, how do we calculate your Q? We use what? We use delta S surrounding, right? Okay. So here we assume the process is a reversible processes. Okay. Once you see the wall reversible, okay, what can you write down right away? What can you write if you see the wall reversible? What should you write? Delta S total equals 0, right? Okay. Every time you see the wall reversible, no matter it's reversible isothermal, reversible adiabatic, once you see the wall reversible, this is the first thing you write down. Okay? And then you know the delta S total equals delta S system plus delta S surrounding. This needs to equal to 0. Okay? Once you see the wall reversible, okay, you should write this down. Okay? In your homework number 1, okay, you have a reversible adiabatic condition, right? In the question I asked you, so what is delta S system, delta S surrounding, and the delta S total? Okay, once you see the wall reversible, you get the answer of delta S total already. Okay, and because it's adiabatic, what does that mean? There's no heat change. That means delta S system equals 0. It also means delta surrounding equals 0. So from a single sentence, reversible adiabatic, then you just know delta S system is delta S surrounding which equals delta S total and equals to 0. Okay, once you see the combination, this is always true. Just write down. Okay, be confident. Okay, many students come to my office and ask me, is delta S system 0? Delta S surrounding 0? It's less simple. Okay, you learn all this. Okay, you should be confident about your answer. Okay, you know it's right. Just write down. Okay, and remember it because that's the things you are going to use in the future. All right. So the way you calculate Q is actually from your delta S surrounding, right? So this is for the reversible adiabatic, okay? Right now we are only under reversible reaction. So this is true. This is true, right? Do you know delta S system? Do you know delta S system? It's here, right? It's right here. So S is a state function. Okay, no matter how you actually come to your final product, this will always be the same. Okay? So you know your delta system plus delta something equals 0. It means your delta S surrounding is going to equal to negative delta S system, right? And that will equals to 43.5. Okay? And we also say the temperature change for your surrounding is always a reversible process because it's huge, right? So you can always write this as delta Q over T, okay? And you know that's going to equals to 43.5. Therefore, the delta Q is multiplied the temperature, right? And that's how we get the Q for this reaction.
And why don't we use the delta S system instead of delta U surrounding?
So the delta S system, okay, so definition of this is the definition of entropy, right? So the ds is going to equals dq under reversible process over T. Okay? So if today is a reversible process, then these are all fine. But if you have an irreversible process, how do you calculate your Q? You can only use the surrounding because no matter what happens in your system to the surrounding, it never get affected. So the heat transfer to your surrounding can always be considered as a reversible process. That means only for your surrounding this is always true.
Just last time you said that it's all about the delta S surrounding, delta S system.
Yes, the only thing we care about is actually delta S system, right? But in order to get the delta S system, then what do you need to know? Delta dq of the system, right? Over T. If you can get the dq of system under reversible processes, then there's no problem at all. What if you don't have a reversible process? Can you use this one to calculate your delta S system? You cannot, okay? So when can you use this? You know for the surrounding is always true, no matter at what condition for your system. For your surrounding is always reversible. That means for your surrounding you can always use this equation, okay? And this equation allows you to get the Q. And once you know the Q of your surrounding, you know the Q of your system. Okay, because whatever Q the system do to your surrounding will be the Q the surrounding is going to receive from your system. Okay? So this is actually a very important concept, okay? If today you don't have reversible cells, how do you calculate your Q? Okay? You can still do this. You can still get the well, it's fine. Yes. Okay, so this is only true, okay, when you have a reversible processes. You can always calculate your Q from whatever path you have, okay? And that Q is going to deposit to your surrounding. So you can calculate delta S surrounding using this equation.
It's the reversible. Why don't you use the...
Yeah, for the reversible, it doesn't really matter. But if today you have irreversible processes.
And then we can use it. So, if this is reversible, then the delta, the Q is going to be different sign. And if you use the reversible Q, the Q is not.
You You mean here?
Yes. I mean,
Delta S system is actually negative here.
so if you use the value of delta S system, then the Q is going to be negative instead of positive. But that is a reversible process. So, I mean, the system will be a reversible process as well.
Say again, I did not get your point.
So,
So remember, your entropy is always a positive number. The minimum number of entropy is 0 when temperature is 0. Okay, so all you need to know is actually under reversal process, you need to put a negative sign here. Okay, then you calculate your Q. Okay, and then Q for your Q, because your entropy is going to be positive. Okay, temperature is always positive. So dQ you put on top of it. It's a positive number too. We can talk more, okay? Later. But now, the things I want to emphasize here is actually, if you don't have direct reactions, okay, and you want to calculate the Q, one thing you can calculate Q is actually through your delta S surrounding using this equation, okay, because you know the dQ is going to equal TdS. Okay? So that's the Q you are going to have, and it's equal to this number. Okay? So if you compare the Q in both cases, one is this, the other one is this. That means actually if you do the same reactions, okay, with the same reactants, okay, the amount of heat released is actually very different. Okay, this release that much amount of heat, okay, and this only release this much. Okay, so what are the other heat goes? So where is the heat is this much, right? You know, if you mix these two things together, it's going to release that much of heat. But if you do it using different paths, you only release this much. Okay, how about the others? The others actually goes into the electrical work. Because in this process, you actually have a step that's actually you change your Hg to Hg2 plus. Okay? For that step, you need to do some work. Okay? So far, we only talk about PV work. Okay? But in this electrical chemical cells, there's another type of work which is your electrical work. Okay, that work basically promotes your Hg into Hg2 plus. Okay, and Hg2 plus will react with the chloride to produce your final product. Okay, we also mentioned about the maximum non-PV work you can have for a reaction is equal to negative delta G. Okay, and if you do the calculation, we know the number is this. Okay, so if you add this, the work plus the heat is going to equal to this number. Okay? This also tells you this is the maximum work you can have, right? And this is only possible when you have reversible processes. If today you have an irreversible process, then the work you can do is less. That means the heat you are going to release will increase. Okay, assuming today you only do 40.4 kilocal work, then the heat you are going to release will be 22.9. Okay, the total sum will be still the same to the delta H here. Okay, but the work, how much work you can actually do, is really depending on the processes. For the reversible processes, you can do the maximum amount of work. Okay, and that value is determined by your delta G. Okay? So, Everybody's fine so far? Go back to this. What's the delta S for the first reaction? What's the delta S system for your first reaction? It's here, right? It's here. Okay? Some student is going to say, okay, because I know ds is equals to dq over t. Then you start to put this number here and divide by t. It's not correct, okay? Because the delta S system is a state function, okay? And it's provided here. That means no matter how you go to there, the delta S system will be always the same, okay? Then if a student do this, $298. Okay, this is kilocal. So if you want to make it count, it's times 10 to the third. Okay, it's around 212. What is this ds?
Surrounding?
Yes, this is your S surrounding. Okay, so this is your S surrounding. Yes?
Should that equal to delta S in the system?
I did not say it's reversible here. See, a word will change a lot of things, okay? Reversible here, it's not reversible here. Okay? So when you calculate this is actually your delta S surrounding. Okay? So you know it's going to release that much heat to your surrounding, right? That means the surrounding is going to have a positive sign here. Okay, so heat over temperature, that gives you the delta S for your surrounding. Therefore, you can calculate your delta S total. It's going to be equal to delta S surrounding plus delta S system. Okay, then he will end up with around 180. Okay? This is a positive number, that means the reaction is actually spontaneous because delta S is actually larger than 0. Okay? So you need to be very clear about how you can calculate delta S system, delta S surrounding. Okay? If you are under irreversible processes, okay, typically you get your delta S system from the quotient. Okay? Once you see the delta H, okay, you can calculate your delta S surrounding, not delta S system. Okay, so you calculate your delta S surrounding, use this equation. Okay, and then you can add up your delta S system and delta S surrounding, then you get your delta S total. Then you can make a judgment whether the reaction is going to happen spontaneously or not. Alright? Okay, so I think this is pretty much what I want to deliver in the previous lecture. So today we are going to talk about the four equations a lot more, and then tell you what is the Maxwell equations, okay, which you are going to use a lot in your midterm. So you have this thing now, right? There's four major equations here, okay? So in the first law, we say that du is going to be equal to q plus w, okay? Let's say the whole magnitude, okay? du equals dq plus dw, okay? If today you have a closed system, okay, under a reversible processes. Okay, there's a lot of assumption here. Okay, it's a closed, simple system under reversible processes. Okay, then you know you can write your dq as q reversible, right? And you can write your dw as negative p external dv. Okay. Because it's reversible, it can actually make a p ext as negative p only. Okay. So from here to here is because it's reversible. Okay. So what is this? Why is dq reverse? See it? Why is dq reverse? It's actually the temperature times your ds, right? Because ds equals dq over T. So dq reverse is equals to T times ds. So you can write du is equals to T ds minus P dv. Okay? So you have this very simple equation. Okay, so du is equals to Tds minus Pdv. Okay, this tells you that U is a good function of entropy and the volume. Okay, it gives you actually a very clear equation here. Okay, once you write this down, it also implies partial U, partial S, and constant V is going to equals to T. Okay? And then partial U, partial V, and constant S is going to equals to negative P. Okay, so at this stage you should be able to see this very easily. Okay? Because it really accepts the du as a function of ds and dv. You know the term here is actually partial u, partial s, a constant v. Okay, and that term is going to equals to t. The second one will be partial u over partial v, a constant s. Okay, and that term is equals to your negative p. Alright, so once you write these things out, you know this already. Okay? How about dH? So we said dH is actually TdS plus VdP, right? So how do we get to there? So we know that dH is du plus PV. Okay, so that's the definition of H, right? H is equal to u plus PV.